I have very bad calves.
Cough.
One of my weakest features, my calves.
Really?
Nothing I can do about it. I've tried, work out my legs, do calf raises, doesn't matter. They're never going to get thick. I just skinny chicken legs.
Me 3.
Yeah.
Huh. But Mike Fuentes, you're claiming during the break that he has great calves?
Yes, Mike Fuentes has better calves than LeBron James.
That's impossible.
All right,
The
so
LeBron James.
what we were trying to see.
Thank you, Chris.
We're trying to figure out where, like, our same birthday, when I was born, who in celebrity or sports is closest to me in age. And we found out that Mike Fuentes is 2 days, is it younger, older?
2 days older than LeBron.
2 days older than LeBron James. So we were comparing the lives of our video producer, Mike Fuentes, and LeBron James.
And thinking of what things Mike has succeeded at more than LeBron, and apparently
Nothing is the answer.
Being truthful.
calf muscles, not the Cavaliers. I think that's an important distinction.
That's true. I mean, LeBron played for the Cavs.
Calves might be the only thing. Calf muscles might be the only thing that Fuentes has on LeBron,
Which
but
he does not.
I think that's up for debate.
Also,
I think I need to
movie
see
knowledge.
it.
Mike Fuentes knows a lot about movies.
LeBron loves
You don't know
loves
LeBron's
a
movie knowledge,
LeBron
though.
knows
I mean,
everything
what are
about
you doing there? You're
everything.
making
He's kind of
assumptions.
forgetting.
I mean,
Yeah.
He also is a book
Avid reader,
connoisseur.
yeah.
You read Zero
Yeah.
Dark 30, The Godfather.
That guy knocks out the first 3 pages of a book like no one.
I bet I have a beat on that.
Really?
Did you guys
Love
see?
starting a book.
There's the clip of with JJ and LeBron where LeBron's like, I love chess. I'm a great and then he very quickly realizes that JJ might ask a follow up, so he goes, actually, I don't play that much.
because JJ actually loves chess.
He went into
Right.
he said something that just you could tell flew out of him that he wasn't even thinking about, and you could see the math of oh no, I might get called out on this. I actually don't play that much. He undid what he said the
Stugotz,
previous sentence.
You need to have a conversation with LeBron and teach him how to follow through
Yeah.
on that lie better.
Taylor has the exact same birthday as Justin Bieber.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Biebs. Hey.
Sorry.
Who's your closest birthday?
I would believe that Taylor has better calves than Justin Bieber if we had to do that contest.
Does Fuentes?
Than Justin Bieber?
Yes.
Fuentes versus Taylor, though. Is this a office misconduct? I didn't do the training, so
What?
what? Are
What
we allowed
happened?
to compare employees' calves
I don't know.
to one
I don't know.
another
I'm not.
or to LeBron?
I'm not comparing.
Whether we are or not, I'm
anything
telling
to
you right
anyone.
now, I have the best calves amongst us. I do.
Let me see.
What's your birthday? July what? July what?
July 29th.
29th. What year?
Wow, those are pretty good.
Thank you.
Only Jess
shave
can
your
see.
What
Definition.
year?
Definition,
1960.
You gonna let the audience see? Or?
19.
You had me born in the 60s?
60 something.
I have the
What year?
same birthday as
Dan
Manny
was born
Machado.
68.
Manny Machado.
1 year away.
What year?
Wow.
97.
72.
72.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey.
Let's see what celebrity is.
I'm 2 days older than the Joker.
Which one?
Heath Ledger?
Nah, I think Nicola.
I was told that Lewis shares a birthday
Joaquin
with Robert
Phoenix?
Plant.
Oh.
That's a good guy to share a birthday with.
Different
Wait,
years.
who shares a birthday with Robert Plant?
Lewis.
Lewis is not 76 years old.
Exactly right.
Lewis is playing the game wrong.
Guys don't
He
understand.
is.
That's not
this
the
game.
game.
We're trying to
Yes.
find your year, guys.
The closest.
What
right.
day was it?
Manny
29?
Machado for me.
July 29th.
That's a good one.
1972.
Manny Machado's great.
But you're older than Manny Machado.
Yes.
Nah, not by his Wikipedia date.
Okay.
What's your last 4 digits? Mom's maiden name?
Get out of
You
here.
got the full birthday. I knew your birthday because I remember celebrating your 50th 2 summers ago.
Right.
And I made you a card.
You did.
And that was all I remembered
That
about
was so
it.
nice of you.
I wonder whatever happened to that card.
I have no idea. It's the only card I
So
got.
does Stugotz.
Yeah.
That thing is in a waste dump on the damn Mississippi.
Yeah, that card did not leave this room. That stayed here.
Somewhere around
It's in
here.
the Clevelander to this day.
Jess, are you playing? Did you?
I looked. There's no one within a month.
The closest
I mean,
that I have is maybe Jess, but I imagine most of the rest of this room does not. Troye Sivan is I'm a day
Really?
older than Troye Sivan.
I thought he was much younger.
Yeah, me too.
Like
I know who
much
that is, but
younger.
let Juju know who that is.
He's
Yeah,
like
let
a
me know who that
singer.
is.
Pop
bro.
star.
Pop, yeah, pop singer.
Troye
Yeah, big
Sivan.
pop star.
Oh, that covers
Yeah,
it.
for sure. Checks out.
I was born the same day as Joss Stone.
I was born the same day as Dak Prescott.
You were
Nah,
not?
well,
You
no,
guys don't
that's-
understand this game.
Nah,
Well, not the
anyway.
same year, but the same day.
We're going for looking
We're
for
going
for
for the
year.
closest to your actual
don't-
age.
yeah,
So
don't get it.
I'm 1 day older than Troye Sivan. We don't have the same birthday. He's born a day
Is
after
it morbid
me.
to play the game of being born the same day a famous person died?
What?
Ooh. Is that yours?
very
Yes.
dangerous.
Do they have to
man.
die before you were born? Like they're reincarnated into you?
Yeah.
So you would then take the life of the celebrity that died earlier in that day.
If you believe in that, which I think, everyone has their own views on.
Let's see what reincarnated celebrity we all are.
So who died?
Oh, Stugotz, you got the same birthday as Ken
Formula 1
Burns.
driver.
Who's
oh,
that?
boy.
Oh, God. Never mind. Jessica, sorry for interrupting you.
Ken Burns?
Same year, too?
Same year.
Really?
When you
Ken
born?
That's
Burns?
impossible. Ken Burns is older than Stugotz. Isn't
When
he?
you born in 53?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
That's
I
a
got
year
mad
old-
at him for the 60s.
That's a year older than my dad. My dad's 54.
No, the year
Not
is
age,
53.
the year. Yeah.
What?
What
I'm
year were you
surrounded by
born?
tennis players. Andy Murray, I'm 5 days older than, and Novak Djokovic, I'm 2 days older than.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh, that Joker.
I should have been a tennis player.
Now I'm looking up people who died on my birthday.
Yeah.
Has Genesis ever mashed your calves?
Yes,
It's the most painful thing in the world, no?
easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The calf mashing, top 3 most painful things that happens at work, I'd have to say.
In the name of equality, Kirsten has, I think, one of the best set of calves in this side of the Mississippi River.
Well done, Juju.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So
I'll take
done.
your word
Sister.
for it.
I put my
Yeah.
own calves
I'm a
up
married
there,
man.
too.
Okay, I got to see those puppies.
Erskine Caldwell, the American novelist, died on the day I was born. He was 83.
Really?
I don't know who the hell that is.
Have you ever fancied yourself an author, a
no.
writer?
So is
a
Kent
wordsmith?
Taylor, American actor, and Primo Levi, Italian chemist and writer.
Ernest Bornemann, the German sexual researcher and psychotherapist, died at 80 on my birthday.
Why
We
you
don't,
bring
we
that
don't
up?
make those anymore. We don't make
Sexual
sexual
researchers.
researcher and therapists. And if we have them, they're not famous. They used to be famous.
I think they're porn stars.
Who's the most famous?
Whoops.
Famous what?
Dr. Ruth.
Yeah, Dr. Ruth, right?
She was in all the VH1 I Love the Whatevers.
Well said.
There you go.
Everyone knows what I'm talking about, okay?
Those were the best.
Wow, John Madden died on Mike Fuentes' birthday,
Wow.
but not the year that he was born because John
'cause
Madden
that was
just
like
passed
2
away.
years
Why does
ago.
no one understand this game?
No one.
Speaking
Including
of John
you.
Madden,
Not that confusing.
Speaking of John Madden, did you see the scandal with the Raiders owner last week having a young girlfriend who
Oh my
wasn't his
God,
girlfriend at
yes.
all, being pregnant?
So
Yeah.
it was because that Twitter account posted it, right? That Twitter account that like aggregates all the NFL. I blocked it like 2 years ago because I kept
DOV.
seeing it in my feed and it would always be like aggregated quotes and news, but from like 6 months ago, and it would seem like it was like a news story, and it never was. I was like, I need to just block this because I don't know why it keeps showing up in my.
This
For
might be
You.
reckless, but what did Joey Gallo have to do with this story?
He ended up being the father.
He's the
child.
pappy, right?
Yeah.
She came out and said it.
Yeah, he posted.
Not reckless. Good question.
No, I think
yes.
that was part of the.
Whenever the internet's involved, I don't know what's allowed.
I mean, me too. I saw the Chipotle CEO and I was like, this has got to be fake.
He did look like AI, bro. The way he held his neck, I'm like, bro, look down.
And just the concept of nodding at the employees. I can't get over the nod. There's like a, huh? Yeah. Extra meat.
I share a birthday with Geddy Lee.
Nice.
that
The
is.
Geddy Lee.
That's like the photo service.
No, Geddy Lee was with Rush, Billy.
This insane,
The
man.
CEO of Chipotle looks like a hockey player.
Right.
Kind of looks like Gretzky.
He looked
Geddy
like
Lee
his
was
breath
born.
stank.
The great one, he does.
He
Geddy
looks
Lee
like
was born in
Gretzky.
1953. That's
Right.
not this game.
Yeah, it's not.
You were
it's a
not
different
born in
game.
1953.
But he was born July 29th.
That he actually, since we've gotten so confused in this game, Geddy Lee was born the same day as Ken Burns.
Really?
Yeah, if they were
That's a
both born
great
in
trivia
53.
question.
Here's a weird one. I mentioned Ernest Bornemann died on my birthday, the German sexual researcher. Well,
Yes.
it turns out Dr. Ruth, born on June 4th as well.
Wait, is your
Also
birthday?
German. Yeah, my birthday's tomorrow.
Oh.
Dr. Ruth, the
Oh,
German-American
slid that in
sex
there.
therapist,
Was born the day the other one died?
was born on, I mean, not exactly the same day. She's born in June 4th, 1928. But
Oh.
something about June 4th and these German
Not too late for you
sexual
to have a
therapists.
career pivot, I believe.
I guess. Turns
Nice.
out.
Speaking of Ruth, the Yankees right now, Aaron Judge hit a whole bunch of home
Get
runs
out of here!
the other day.
That's a great segue.
So let's to the Bronx Bombers, man.
I like that everyone's just Googling away, like click-clacking, trying to find
Totally
celebrities
forgot we were
on their
doing a
birthday.
show. What'd you say about Ruth?
Speaking of Ruth,
Who do you has worse hair, Geddy Lee or Ken Burns?
I don't know what Geddy Lee's hair looks like, so that's a tough
That's
call.
Geddy
Of the
Lee's
people
hair.
born on
Oh,
July
wow.
29th, Geddy Lee, Ken Burns, or
His
me.
flow's not bad. I don't love the facial hair though.
Right.
The flow is not bad, but I also don't know what Ken Burns' hair looks like.
Kinda
Really?
look like Ken Burns a little bit.
This
With
Ken
hair.
Burns.
Oh,
Wow,
It's
that
Ken
was
Burns.
a nice reaction.
they both have good flow, but not ideal haircuts, I would say.
I share a birthday with Sam Hartman.
Oh,
How about that?
How about that? That's
Winner?
Sam
winning the
Hartman.
game. So I discovered the
understand
other
this
day
game.
this information will only be relevant to like maybe 6 people, and I think the 6 of us are them. Sam Hartman, only 4 months older than Baby Lando.
I thought you were saying Baby Gronk for a second. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. You guys don't understand how this works.
Playing the game wrong again.
How awesome
of,
was that, though?
playing-
Lando coming to Miami and winning.
Juju, it was amazing. Speaking of playing games, I played Settlers of Catan for the first time last night.
Did you?
I thought this game was supposed to be hard. Everyone's like, oh, Settlers of Catan, it takes forever to win, and it's so hard. I had settlements popping up left and right. I had the longest road. I had a million sheep. I mean, every single turn, I got the little Joker guy, and I was blockading all my friends. Everyone said it was hard.
Joker
Everyone
was
said
born
they
2
couldn't
days
do
before
it.
Chris.
Steve Martin.
Crazy.
Blockades.
No one likes the person where there's a hard game and you stroll in and you make it look easy.
Yeah,
Like,
my
no one-
friends were not happy about it.
Well, are they good at the game? I mean,
They're never going to bring it over again. And then we
Right.
played Scrabble, and I won by like 1,000 points.
right. I mean, who'd you play? The Mets? I mean,
Are you an annoying winner?
Yeah.
The third game that you guys played, you lose on purpose just because you don't want to look at
Yeah.
me.
I want them to come back.
Yeah.
No, I would never lose on purpose.
Huh.
If you're going to put like an 8-letter word in Scrabble, try harder. I mean, come on.
Lewis and Mike Fuentes are furious about your Settlers of Catan victory, and they said, quote, bring that shit here.
Ah, please. I'll smoke them.
against a real opponent.
Yeah, that's essentially what they're saying.
Right.
Is they're the real challenge, not Jess's friends, apparently.
I promise I know what Settlers of Catan are. I know exactly who they come from. But Chris, Cody doesn't
Help me out.
specifically know.
Juju knows.
It's like if Monopoly and
Met Risk?
Sort of. If they had like a weird baby, I can't really. I don't think I could describe it, but it's a board game where you build cities and settlements with different cards, and you roll a dice, and you get to get different things depending on what
Got
you
it.
roll on. Yeah,
And you're the best at it.
Like lemmings.
I'm in my friend group.
Bad friends, though.
I beat my friends worse than the Liberty beat the Fever last night.
Huh.
Worse than the sun beat the dream.
It is time for Stugotz to share his game notes. No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy Stu.
Weekend observations brought to you by Miller Lite Lazy River. Great taste, 96 calories, available for delivery. Dan, they had to play a murderer's row of goaltenders. Vasilevsky, Swayman, and Igor. But one by one, they came out victorious. How'd they do it? One shift at a time. Pucks in deep. And guys going to the net. Now, they're playing their best hockey as the calendar turns to June. And Dan, make no mistake about it, just like that, for the second consecutive season in the Stanley Cup Finals, the Florida Panthers are back.
It's final.
Zelensky. Who was that?
I have no idea. Kylian
You
Mbappe.
turned him into the guy from Tommy
Vasilevsky.
Boy. Vasilevsky.
Vasilevsky. From Tommy Boy, you're right.
Made him Dan Aykroyd in Tommy Boy. We sell tires because people, what was it? He had like the whole spiel. All right, sorry.
That guy in
It
little.
might be his best role. I'm serious.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah. Kylian Mbappe joining Real Madrid after Real Madrid won the Champions League. Mbappe, the Kevin Durant, is strong in you. Am I pronouncing his name wrong?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mbappe.
Sir. Mbappe. It's Mbappe. It's French.
Juju, you know what the K in Kylian stands for? KD.
Oh, nice.
What a laugh.
That was a good one.
The
Those
Boston
three nominees.
Celtics. The rare playoff run when you get to the finals and still haven't faced a good team. It's crazy. I'm not even certain Dallas is good.
Asterisks on the championship if they win it.
Perhaps.
No.
Death, taxes, and the New York Rangers wasting the best goalie in the league. It's what they do.
Aw.
Suck it, Wiggity.
Rangers Panthers, the rare series that went 6 games that never felt close. If the Rangers didn't have Igor, they would have gotten swept. It was Taylor's, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you hear, by the way, North Carolina, Yankees, or Rangers related, Taylor.
Great set of calves.
You say so. Did anybody else forget that Dirk Nowitzki and Luka Doncic were teammates?
Huh.
You
Things
didn't
to
know
ponder.
that, did you, Jeremy? They were
This
teammates.
is blowing my mind.
I know. Teammates. And I'm tired of everyone telling me that he's already better than Dirk. He's not. Win a title. Although Luka's my guy now.
But do it in the playoffs.
Do it in the finals.
It's a gag.
Juan Soto. Blank check. Collision course. Taylor. Aaron Judge. Juan Soto. That's a 1-2 punch. Taylor.
Nice.
It's not an observation.
We should get this sponsored by TaylorMade next.
It is a 1-2
I
punch.
like that.
Or Baby Ruth.
Since May 1st, the Mets have lost 6 games when leading after 8 innings. No other team in the majors has more than 2. I hate them.
You could just skip the Yankees stuff if you don't want to read it.
Taylor's fun. Dan,
You skip the 2 best hitters in baseball play for the Yankees, the Bronx Bombers.
I crossed it.
That's
Taylor.
the one that he crossed off. And this one you crossed off, this Rangers one, because you don't know how to say those names, correct?
Is it
Correct.
Meadowlark?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Say those names. Give that observation.
Panarin,
Right?
The Breadman.
Zabinajad,
Wow.
Creeder,
Huh.
scoring 2 goals combined in 6 games.
Wow.
You know what happened when the Rangers big three? What happened to the Rangers big 3?
What?
Lights got too bright.
Amazing. Taylor.
Breadman.
Get that man a credential.
I'm working on it, but Rose says she goes through Roy, so it seems like the buck stopped
no.
here. Yeah, Roy's the real.
Puck stopped here.
Exactly right. Roy's the real
Stops at
Igor of
Roy.
my chance of.
Roy doesn't
Covering
want
the
you
Stanley
there.
Cup final.
Roy wants this all to himself.
I kind of think that's what's going on.
Dan, using part 2 of his conversations with George Sedano, Joy Taylor, and Gojo to get the company to pay for a trip for him and his wife to go to California. Dan, heady play. Also, the Stugotz is very strong in you.
Taylor.
Taylor.
Don't do that to Taylor. That's soaking with John.
Taylor. Paper towels. You always think you bought enough, but you never do.
Have you tried
Great.
the washable ones?
No.
Washable paper towels?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No,
times
thank
10.
you.
I kind of like them.
Really?
I kind of like
You
them.
reuse
Really?
it?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Okay.
How do you dry them?
You put them in the washing machine and just leave them out to dry.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the difference between that and a towel?
Not a big one. More absorbent, I guess.
Okay.
They're Swedish.
What?
Yeah.
How much do they cost?
A couple bucks.
Really?
And they're cute.
Interesting. I've found this website. We
Yes.
can get into it later.
No, get
We'll
into
talk
it
about
now.
that later.
What do you mean? Lazy River.
Well, I found this.
I have Jeremy telling me the Mavs roster is blowing his mind. We'll
You
get to that
would
in a
not
second. Lazy
believe
River.
the people
Yes.
who are
We'll
on
get
this
to the
team.
website later. I need to test it is the thing.
Okay.
Like,
Let's
paper
pl-
towels are expensive. That's kind of the point.
You always think you've purchased enough, but you haven't.
But I've seen like places, I don't know if you've seen this, that it tells you like this place was, or this product was made in the same exact factory as this name brand product because the name brand shares with, whoever it is, and they just don't go by the name brand, but it's the exact same product.
Right.
So I've been trying to find that for Bounty. The quicker picker
It's
upper.
cheaper.
I'm trying to find a cheaper thing.
Right.
And then I found a website that you can buy furniture, dupe.com or something like that. And you basically, this is the way it's advertised on social media. I haven't explored
You're
this yet.
dangerously close to 1 minute for boring.
What?
Really?
All right. Waste your money, gang. I'm not telling you how to save money.
I mean, I'm good with it. I don't
Nope.
control that.
No.
That's
no,
worth
finish the story.
it's worth
Nope.
He said you were
gatekeeping.
close.
I was close. You
Close.
You didn't
Nope.
And
do
it's
it.
2 minutes. That's a
Nope.
fine. I
Right.
mean,
See, I'm wrong.
Nope,
Right.
I'm saving money. Not you guys.
I'm sorry.
do you mean?
Billy.
Waste your monies.
I didn't mean it, Billy.
You copy the URL and then allegedly go dupe.com/ and then you paste it, and this website gives you cheaper versions of any product with a URL. Allegedly.
How do you spell dupe?
DUPE.
Thank
I'm
you.
back in.
Allegedly.
How are you spelling it?
Yeah, how are you going to spell it?
DOOP.
What?
What?
Dupe.
what?
The 2018-19 Mavericks, a team with Luka Doncic.
Doncic. That's fine.
All right. Harrison Barnes,
Right. What?
DeAndre Jordan,
Mm-hmm.
J.J. Barea,
Right.
Jalen Brunson, Dirk, and Antetokounmpo, and former Tar Heel Justin Jackson Taylor.
And Antetokounmpo.
Right, that's disrespectful.
Costas.
Which one?
Good job with the Taylor, though.
I think it was Giannis.
Yeah. Top 5 things you think you've bought enough of, but you never do. Number 5, toothpaste. Number 4, toilet paper.
I feel like I always have enough of that.
No, you don't. You think you do. Number 3, water. Number 2, paper towels. Number 1, gummies.
OLI. Condoms.
Huh. We're different.
Attaboy.
We're living different lives. I mean,
Sorry about that.
so. Hey, Rangers,
Make your own list, Juju.
enjoy your President's Cup. A parade down Sunrise Boulevard, through the Sawgrass Mall, over the Sawgrass Corporate Expressway that swings around to Northwest 136th Avenue, over to Flamingo, passing landmarks like the Quarter Deck, Jacaranda Country Club, and of course, Edmore Chevrolet collision course.
Shout out 136. That's my street.
I know. Love that street.
Don't tell
Stop
people.
at the
Wait,
Cody's
what?
house.
It's a long street.
What's the cross street? What's the other one?
Well,
like the
595.
avenue or
I'll
whatever.
give you that. The highway.
Dupe.com lets you do it like one time for free, and then you need to sign in. I was
Scam.com.
Dupe.com too. Yeah.
I go to CherylSwoops.com and get those sweet Nikes.
If the Panthers don't have a flow called the Bandwagon featuring this show, then we've done something wrong. I miss football. I said it. I miss it.
You do too.
Darren Waller released an awkward music video about his divorce. The W in Waller stands for "What the f*** are you doing?"
The W should have stood for whoa.
If you are Darren Waller, you have to have at least one person in your circle say, "Hey, maybe don't put that out."
Also, if somebody in his circle should have said, whoa. Okay, I'm gone.
Stay right here. LeBron should show up to team workouts with Bronny to show how much better he's gotten. In my personal record book, the only people that have any right to be excited about the Panthers are Roy and my friend Walter Katz.
You already said that.
Yeah, use that one. Right?
Everyone else is a bunch of phonies. The P in Panther fan stands for a bunch of phonies. Or just phonies. StugottsBook.com.
Katz, your friend or Taylor's friend?
Walter is my friend.
Okay.
Did he change his last name to Katz because he's a Panthers
Oh
fan?
boy.
Also, Mike's Nicaraguan friend.
What?
Oh.
Nicaraguan. Wow.
Easier, Joel. Yeah.
Yeah, Joel.
Listen to a little Joe Rose for the first time in years.
Doggy.
Gave him a quarter hour. In return, I got 12 commercials, 6 voiced by him, traffic, and 1 minute of content that came from someone filling in for Joe Rose.
That's how it's done.
Guy has it figured out.
You made like 30 grand for that 15 minute.
The big dog. Underrated sports radio career, Joe Rose.
By who?
By me, by anyone.
Who says it's underrated?
He's had a great run.
I know. Who's underrated?
No one talks about him as the all-time greats, as
Right.
one of the all-time greats. It's Mad Dog. It's Francesa. It's Jim Rome. No one ever mentions Joe Rose.
Right.
Well, I mean, it's because it's down here.
I'm not sure if I know who that is.
Wow.
The big dog.
Well, I know who it is, but Juju doesn't know who it is.
Zagak.
Yeah.
Not certain if anyone else is noticing the great tennis being played on the red clay of Roland Garros. Top 5 people in sports that can know clay. Number 5, Jim Gray. Number 4, Reggie Ball.
What's Jim Gray? I know, but
Clay is gray. Unless it's red. Michael Red. Red clay. Number 2, Jay Glazer.
who was 3?
I did all of this just to get to number 1, Eric Molds.
Wait, Clay Thompson's not even on this
Clay
list.
Matthews.
Jay
There's so
Glazer?
many Clays.
Valhalla. 40 milligrams.
Who was number 3?
Michael Red, red clay.
Troy Aikman.
What?
Huh?
Clay Aiken.
That was great.
It's a different game. Eric Moulds. Come on.
Red Auerbach.
Anyway. If there's a way to lose, the Mets will figure out how. Not enough people are talking about how Bryce Perkins has changed the Michigan Panthers offense. Is that true? With his dual threat ability at quarterback heading into the UFL playoffs. Taylor.
That's Mike.
Baseball is better when home runs are going into McCovey Cove. It's better.
Yes, Taylor. Yankees were playing.
Connor McDavid doing it in the
Last
Stanley
night.
Cup Finals. The Oilers winning despite being outshot 33-10. You know what they say, right, Billy?
What? Yeah.
Quality over quantity.
It's 35-10.
To the fans waiting at the airport at 2 a.m. to clap when their team gets back, do me a favor. Get a life.
Wow.
I'm serious. Who's doing that at 2 a.m.? Would you ever do that?
No.
Would
Not
you?
At this stage of my life, no.
Notre Dame wins a national championship. You there at 2 a.m.?
At the airport?
Yes.
I'm at space with Mike Ryan and Cynthia. You crazy?
Here come the Brewers. The White Sox, have lost 11 straight. White Sox. You know what the W in White Sox stands for? Not wins. Oilers, going for their first title since 1990. Panthers, going for their first title ever. You know what that means, Jess?
Something's got to give.
Oh, wow. I asked Jess, not you. Love a handshake line after a hard-fought hockey series.
The best.
It's the greatest. It's the best tradition in sports.
I love when they take the sticks.
Except for
and
the
they-
Masters.
Tap them on
Tap
the
'em on the
ice.
ice.
Yeah. That's usually when they're paying respects to
It's a great
something.
one.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It is crazy how angry they are with each other for and they never fight in that line. Respect always is
Always
there's
respect.
The
always
announcers
respect.
always
Coaches
remind
hugging
you about
coaches,
that.
goaltenders hugging goaltenders.
You don't want to touch
Respect.
the trophy for winning, but you want to touch a bunch of losers' hands.
Fair point.
Never thought about
Allegedly
that.
losers.
If you ever for a second think you know more puck than Roy Bellamy, think again. Unless you're Walter Katz.
Yeah, Walt.
I still can't get over the Darren Waller music video. Hell is he thinking? Speaking of hell, Art Briles. Dan, those are the weekend observations.
Stugotz told me one of the weirdest things I think that has been said right before a segment started, right before the last segment started. And he said, Billy, remind me, I thought I had a fly stuck inside of me all weekend.
Yeah. I still think it's there. I mean,
What?
I was driving around in my golf cart.
And then the weekend observation music started before anyone had time to react to that reminder, which was one of the craziest things you've said.
Wait, has anyone here ever thought, maybe I swallowed a fly?
There's
Maybe
no
that
maybe. I've been like on a bike before where I'm like and I'm like I just swallowed a fly.
It doesn't
Did
bother
you
you?
spit it out, or
I don't know. I don't think
you check
so.
your poopy for it
I
later
did not
on?
check my poop for it.
I imagine this fly like flying around trying to get out. It's like you inside of a whale.
Exactly.
Right?
That
Yes.
is not what the
I
math
think-
is on that.
Really?
Proportionally, it's probably the same thing, right? A fly to you is the same as you to a whale.
I would think, yeah.
By the way, we need to ask Ron tomorrow because I saw people tweeting us and like somebody survived being inside of a whale.
Of course.
Where
Duh.
Ron said that you couldn't.
It makes perfect sense. You can. And he doesn't know what he's talking about. Anyway.
Was
Make
it a
sure we-
cicada?
I don't know what it was.
No chance. You can't swallow a
A bunch of
cicada.
people, like I think it was like my dad or someone texted me this weekend, and they said a cicada flew in their mouth.
Really?
Yeah, because
Wow.
they're everywhere in the
Really?
Midwest, like everywhere. Their
In his-
carcasses are everywhere. They're
in his
flying
mouth,
everywhere.
though?
They're crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a hypochondriac, so I be imagining like, what if this fly that's just went in my mouth just came from a thing of poop?
Yeah.
He just landed on that.
Well, that-
and like a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
I'm more worried about my ears than anything.
Right.
Mouth, I'm not worried. Nose, I'm not worried. ears I'm worried about.
Why ears?
Like a flyer
In the brain?
Yeah, it goes
Right.
in there.
Oh my God,
and then
I'd
there's a
much
whole
rather
thing.
have them go in my ears.
No,
than my
there's
nose.
a
Hard to
dead
get it
worm
out
on
of the ear.
But if
RFK's
you
brain.
say of these 3 things, I would want my ears the least.
No, you don't. Yeah, you don't want a fly or bug in there. A spider goes in there, lays an egg inside you. Have you ever seen those videos where they go in like tweezers and they pull something out of your ear and it's like
Yeah.
massive?
Oh, all the time.
There's like a whole
Yeah.
colony of like
Yeah.
bugs inside your head you didn't even know.
I think I'm with Chris, though. I think of the 3 possible entry points, the
Well,
one I
there's
would
more than
least want
3.
is, well, I know,
Nose
of
is,
the available ones.
nose is the worst one.
I think ear is.
Are we talking neck up though? Of course.
That's what I'm saying. There's
Neck
there's
up,
different.
yes. Neck
Yeah.
up.
Hmm.
Well,
Ear
there's
is
only
the
3
worst.
neck up.
You can.
Oh, there's
It's hard to get stuff out of
4.
the ear.
nostrils,
The nose, you could stick stuff in there and wiggle your way.
Yeah, but there's an entry point from nose to brain. And
That's-
it's a lot closer than ear to brain. Let
Yeah.
me tell you.
that's
So-
how they would turn you straight on the movie Shutter Island. They just get in there. And pop.
So is there a bug inside of you or what?
Well, I don't know. That's the thing.
You don't know if you swallowed the
Check your
bug?
poopy.
Juju, the thing is, I have no idea if I swallowed the bug or not.
It was in your mouth.
It
Did
was
you
flying.
Spit it out?
It was flying right at me. My mouth was open. My head was tilted up a little bit. I was smoking. And
Smoking.
The smoke out like instantly. The fly.
a dog walker.
Oh, so
instantly
there's a chance
died.
none of this happened.
There's a good chance that it hit my chin and died
Got it.
because it was going very fast.
You couldn't feel the difference between it hitting the outside of your face and inside your mouth?
I felt it hit right below my lip, but it definitely bounced off, and it was still flying around, and then I feel like it flew in my mouth,
What
and I
kind
have
of
no
fly?
idea.
Is it a
Yeah.
mosquito?
Just your, run-of-the-mill
horse-
fly.
horse fly?
Yeah.
Regular fly. Yes. And so I have no idea if I swallowed the fly, and if I did, I have no idea if that fly is still living inside of me.
Do you want it to live inside of you?
I'm not, you know what? I'm not certain.
Could be like your friend.
A nice tenant, yeah.
I mean,
Pay rent.
my friends. Talk to the fly.
Yeah, whenever you feel lonely.
For me, I've been thinking about it all weekend, and I'm thinking, are there ramifications? What if it actually did? Can I die?
Well, no, I don't think so.
I mean, if that fly landed on a pile of COVID earlier in the day, and then now here you are chewing on it.
Right.
Did you chew?
Well, no.
Okay.
So,
Try to wash it down.
like this fly family.
I don't know if it's in me.
You should take laxatives just in case, and then you can kind of flush it out.
I'm
I would
imagining
think.
an entire family has started, like in you.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
Like every time you smoke a cigarette, they're just all getting all of that.
Lax it up. Let's
They're
look
like,
this up
the
right
smoke
now.
detectors aren't working in here.
This poor child
reset
fly
it?
is just like intaking a bunch of smoke.
Daddy
There are
fly.
times over the weekend where I thought I felt it like kind of bouncing around my stomach.
Really?
Yeah.
Dancing swords. What,
I think
where-
you just had to take a
Chickens,
shit.
Where
yeah.
are the chickens when you need
Valhalla.
it?
how far into your stomach? Like belly?
I felt one like right here by the belly button, one off to my side, one off to my left side.
Different points?
That might
Yeah,
be
one up by my
You may
appendicitis.
have
heart.
kidney stones
Yeah.
or something, yeah.
No, I don't have kidney stones.
You have appendicitis?
No, I don't.
Gallstones?
No.
I don't know. It's possible.
Just stoned.
You should go to the hospital and tell them you think there's a fly inside of you so
I
they can
think-
do a scan.
Of all the holes that the fly could procreate in, the
Yes.
ear is the number one hole for
Bunch of nooks
a
in there.
family being born.
Bunch of, like, crevices that you can
nesting.
just-
Right.
Yeah.
They go for it.
Because it's probably the least wet hole.
I'm just saying it was like I don't think the fly intended
Back
to
up.
fly into my mouth. It was just I was going one way, fly was going the other way. You know?
Speaking of whole, Courtney Love. And you know what I love? The Boston Celtics.
Oh my God.
Kyrie Irving, I promise
I
to
love
God,
you.
it's going to be so rough for him all week. I think that there should be documentarians around the world that document the vitriol that Kyrie. I hope he got a documentary person just following him throughout this week because that would be cinema that I would love to tune into.
The revenge of Kyrie.
Allegedly, because I don't know if they're going to go in there and get the W, but I know that this experience for him specifically would be wonderful to view in a time capsule a couple years from
What
now.
exactly are we celebrating though with Kyrie? He went to Boston, had a good team, and did nothing with it.
I
He
mean,
did nothing with it.
but now look at him. He bounced back, and now he's doing something with this new team. It's like, what have you done for me lately?
No,
yeah,
but-
he came up short then,
Right.
but he's in the championship right now.
I know,
it's
but
hard to deny that.
People say bounce back. His bounce back was the Nets. That was him trying to bounce back.
Look, if at first
with
you don't
Kevin
succeed,
Durant, and it
dust
failed.
yourself off again. I
Right.
mean, I failed so many times in my life that people would be, you'd be hilarious. Some people would laugh at you thinking that Drew would be doing this what he's doing right now. My friends would laugh you off the block if we told them this 2 years ago because I failed so many times. But he's failed a couple of times, and I feel like now he's in the groove and he's not failing. So we have to kind of give him a little, at least an inksy wink salute. I give him a big one, but you got to give him a little inksy winksy.
I'll give him an inksy winksy.
There we go. That's all we
All
wanted.
right.
Thank you, brother.
I will.
Just one Inksy Winksy or two?
Just one for now. If he wins, perhaps a second.
Oh.
But
we got
Kyrie
an
Irving-
Inksy Winksy on the line.
But when Kyrie Irving came out of college, a lot of people thought that Kyrie Irving could be the best guy in a team and lead that team to an NBA championship.
That's again what people like. Just because people heap expectations on you, that doesn't make you equipped to steady or make them happen. He got drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers, that was trash until LeBron came back.
Right.
So it's like, and his size and stature, that's not what we used to seeing lead a team outside of Steph Curry. So I feel like
Isaiah Thomas, Iverson, there's been some other guys.
Different eras.
For
though.
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, no rings. Put Iverson's rings in the box. Put Kyrie's rings in
right.
the box. I think Kyrie is a +1. But at the end of the day,
In your personal record.
I mean, my personal record. But
Money is none.
Yeah,
Oh.
Stugotz.com.
Thank you.
I just think that it's very awesome to see Kyrie have this opportunity. Now, if he takes advantage of it, it's another whole story.
It is cool to see a player who was a number 2 to one of the greatest all-around players we've ever seen at the beginning of his career go through a crazy journey in the NBA, both personally and professionally, with all these different teams, now end up once again as a number 2 to the best all-around scorer in the game, but to be that perfect complementary piece. And it does say something about your level of ego as a player to be able to be one of the most talented guards and scoring guards that we've ever seen, and yet be willing to sort of be someone who takes that back seat until the fourth quarter, where he's come up huge multiple times this year and had the shot to win LeBron's championship in
Right.
Cleveland. So he has one of the more confusing narratives in NBA history in terms of measuring how great truly is this guy, where whenever he was the number 1, the teams were pretty lousy. He's been on superstar teams that didn't really accomplish much, and yet as the number 2 for 2 different all-time level scorers, he's led them to, at the very least, the finals now and potentially 2 separate championships.
Are you saying he's best number 2 ever?
Well, Scottie
Well,
Pippen
that's
is.
Dwayne Wade.
It's LeBron.
Dwayne Wade was the number 1.
To Wade.
Two Chicago
like you
legends.
Right, and like you say, bro,
Billy?
that entire Brooklyn Nets team was considered a failure.
Right.
And we've seen Kevin Durant go on, and we had expectations for him this year. And we didn't even have these expectations for Kyrie. So I
Right.
feel like, yeah, he did that, but look at everybody else who was a part of that Brooklyn Nets team, and look at Kyrie, where he's at. What else would you want from him to turn around? You dig me?
I mean, James Harden, right, on the Clippers, lost to Kyrie's team, and the Timberwolves swept Phoenix. So when you look at where those other stars have gone, they haven't reached anything yet, where Kyrie, as a number 2, has gone along with Dallas to go all the way to the finals here. By the way, supplanting a guy in Jalen Brunson whose stock only rose this year, and clearly Kyrie was sort of the better fit alongside Luka.
But you're praising him for his willingness to be a number 2. I don't think it's a willingness. I think he realized I'm a number 2.
But even that on its own, being
No, I think
willing
he
to
set
become the
out to
number
be
2 again.
I think he came out of college thinking he'd be a number 1 and then realized I have to be a number 2.
Life is
because as
humbling.
he accepted being a number 2.
And then, by the way, went back to thinking he could be a number 1, and then now has to go back to being a number 2. That level of ego growth is interesting to me.
Right now, that fly could be your number 2.
Wow.
In your number 2.
I feel it. It's bouncing around right now.
Stugotz,
Yo.
I started watching a soccer show that I think you might like and get into and may have you watching soccer.
Okay, I doubt it, but
It's called Love Undercover, and it's on Peacock. And the way that it works is that there's 4 famous soccer players, or 5 actually, 5 famous soccer players, and they fly them across the country all to Los Angeles, and it's a dating show. And none of the women know that they're famous soccer players. They think they're just guys.
okay.
And the whole premise is they can't find love because they're so famous, so everybody just wants to date them for the things that they have. So here they are, and they gave them backstories, and these are their jobs, and this is what they do. And then they see if they can really find true love with people who are not just using them for all of their things that they have.
It's a tale as old as time, finding love by lying.
Who hasn't done it?
It's a great start for a relationship. I've just been lying to you on this show for months.
Well,
Yeah.
when I first met my wife, she thought I was a
Years
scout
for
for
me.
the Marlins.
Really?
What?
Did you say that?
I've used that before. I actually didn't use it with my wife. I was going for the
We've
joke
all
there.
used stuff.
I did. When I was like in college, I've said this before
So
on the
those
show.
relationships didn't work out.
When I was in college, I would tell people I'm a scout for the Marlins.
And that's like an impressive thing?
I
It's
don't
the
know.
perfect
Lie.
lie to all the scouts for the
It had to be
Marlins.
realistic. Like I was like an 18-year-old. Like I couldn't be like a lawyer. Like I was like young, so I just was like, what?
I don't think an
could have been a
18-year-old
lawyer.
scout is that believable.
Right.
I don't know, man. It's what I went with.
I mean, for years I walked around. I've told this story before on the show. I walked around with a World Series ring on from 1997, where I worked for the Marlins. The backup catcher was John Wayner. And so on my ring, they put everyone's last name there. So I walked around for years. Mine's Wiener. His is Wayner. I walked around for years telling everyone that I was the backup catcher for the world champion Marlins.
Yeah.
Yes, and it worked. That's how I got Abby.
Abby believed you?
She still believes me, yes.
All right, what's the biggest lie y'all have told to attract the opposite sex? Marine biology is my top guy. Like that thing.
That's
be
your
sick.
go-to?
You're really into sea.
Can we play that out
marine
for a
life?
second? So once you've established you're a marine biologist,
Yes.
and there's follow-up, like where do you go from there?
There isn't too much follow-up with that because a lot of the times the biologists are pretty smart, and you don't want to test your smarts against this guy. You just want to accept the fact that, dang, marine biology.
What if she's also a marine biologist,
Yeah.
though,
Yeah, hey.
and then you are a couple marine
move on.
biologists cutting it up?
Right. Now she can introduce me into the real world, and now I actually am one. Salute.
I don't think I've ever lied to Lehman about anything.
No,
I mean, when
same.
we started dating, I guess I lied and pretended like I was someone who liked going out, but that changed for both of us very
How
quickly.
quickly did he realize you weren't?
Gotta be within a couple of weeks.
The thing about this show, though, is that they're like lying, like to not be famous and not have a great job. Like they're not lying and saying I'm a I guess they spoiler alert. Some of them did lie and they're like
They're
I'm
trying to convince
a
you
world
they're not
famous soccer
famous.
star. And it's like,
Right.
buddy, you have like 40,000 Instagram.
There
followers.
are a
You're not
couple
world
people on
famous.
the show that have like over 1 million Instagram followers, though, but I've never heard of them.
Yeah.
Like they're not soccer players. It's not like Zinedine Zidane's walking through that
Yeah,
door.
exactly right.
They're trying to find true love.
Oh,
Well, they're trying to in the best way you can under those circumstances.
I finished the episodes. Oh.
You can spoil it.
No, but that's what they're going
We'll
for.
give a spoiler
That's the
alert.
premise of the show.
They don't want you to know that
that's
they're
the premise
famous.
of
Yes,
the show is
right.
that they want to make love connections without their fame, the varying levels of fame,
Right.
being the reason why they've met suitors.
But they could also just be these 5 people on a dating show and be like, yeah, I play soccer. And I doubt that the people on the show would just know them off of their appearance.
It's the opposite of Joe Millionaire, right? Like Joe Millionaire was this guy pretending to be super rich and then he was a
Yeah.
construction worker. This is like there's literally a guy that they said your job is construction worker.
That was a sick joke, by the way. Whoever made that Joe Millionaire show and fooled all these ladies. Salute.
No, the best show is I Want to Marry Harry. We've talked about it before.
Wait, what's that one?
I Want to Marry Harry is a guy that looked like Prince Harry. And they were like, we can't. They didn't even finish airing all the episodes. You can find it now, but they pulled the plug, I think, before the show even ended. Where they were like, we can't say
love
it's
this.
Prince Harry. We've talked about this. In fact, the last time we talked about it, spoiler alert, the winner of I Want to Marry Harry, it got back to her, and she like tweeted at the show, like, would love to come on if you guys want to talk about it, because we talked about it like in the ESPN days, and it got back to her. But yeah, like this guy looked
This
like
guy
Prince
does
Harry.
not look enough
But
like Prince
they
Harry.
did things where they never said directly.
Oh my.
But he'd reference his grandmother. It would look like Secret Service was there. Like, I have to go for family business. And they're like, is this Prince Harry? He's like, I can't say anything about my family. They'd feature like a random like Queen Elizabeth photo on the wall in his room. Like, it was a great show.
It's close enough, Jess. It is.
no, there's
No, because you're thinking to yourself, who would ever do that? Who would ever do the bait and switch? Why would I be on a show where it's not Harry?
It was a good show.
Right.
And then in the audition, somewhere along the lines, you confirm and make sure they're not Prince Harry fans, so they
Right,
wouldn't
they
know
wouldn't
if you
know.
walked
They're-
in
they
here.
were
was
all
all
American,
it was
right?
all Americans, yeah, and they flew him like to Scotland or something to do this show, and they're
Wow.
like, is that Prince Harry? Yeah, great show.
On this soccer show, do you have is there rejection and then the soccer star gets to reveal that he's a big soccer
Yes,
star?
that is exactly how it works. As soon as the contestants leave, you have to go and you have to tell them the truth. And I had lied to you. I'm a famous
It's like
soccer
losing the lottery.
Well, that's the part that's sad for some of them is that, like, some of these girls left on their own, like, accord. But others, like, they would break up with the girls. So, like, they're devastated. Like, I, really loved him. And, he's a construction worker, but it's fine. And I just really loved him. It's not important to me. And then the guy comes into, like, the confessionals like,
I'm a millionaire.
Have not been honest with you. I'm a world-famous soccer player.
Oh.
Yeah. So it add insult to injury.
Are they begging to get back into the game? I mean,
No, they were eliminated by the guys. They said,
right.
I'm not interested in you. And also, I'm super rich and I don't love you.
Such a weird premise for
It's
a
a strange show.
It's a great premise.
It's a strange show.
Such a heartbreak.
I Marry Harry
You seem appalled by it.
is one of the funniest. How did I not know about
2014, yeah, I want to marry
this? What
Harry.
a time,
Look
honestly. I'm reading about it right
it up. It's
now.
like 6 or 7 episodes. It's not very long.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's a great
Fox.
show.
They really had a...
Fox had a
thing.
run,
They
man.
had a
Fox
run.
had like whoever was greenlighting things at Fox back in the day, like God bless them because they gave us some of the worst television, but like iconic, terrible ideas were put on air.
Bruh, speaking of runs, inside the NBA is coming to an end. Like, they got 1 year left, Ernie let them know. But Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves crew decided to skip their interview post-game because of how the trash that Draymond was talking. Mm-hmm. What do y'all think about that? Do you think it was, like, too much or too little? Because Draymond also choked out Gobert during the season. So do you want to go interview the guy who choked out your homeboy? Or do you just eat it and be professional?
I think you have to eat it, don't you? Yeah. What was that?
That was an honest response.
You don't have to eat it?
Nah, I mean, why are you gonna do Draymond any favors?
Well, you're doing that show a favor.
Nah, well, but they're
I mean, Draymond's part of the show.
You've had your issues with Draymond. They said, you know what, let's have
I know.
Draymond be on the cover. And you're like, okay, well then you won't get us.
Seems petty.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I do think
It
it's
seems
probably,
like something Draymond would do.
probably different if it's just like, hey, Chuck was being a hater
Yeah.
throughout the series than Draymond, who was brought in onto the show specifically to be a hater.
A current player.
Yeah, a current player who choked Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
I think there's probably a difference in terms of what level of professionalism you need to maintain there.
Yeah. Then
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert choked,
Oh.
I
Too
mean,
soon, brother. Too
perhaps
soon.
they want to choke Rudy Gobert. I'm just saying.
Full
I mean,
circle.
Yeah. All the jokes were made.
I don't know. I feel like you should show up and do it because he's been doing that to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's understandable.
Otherwise, it looks petty,
right? Especially when you
and you
pick up
can't handle the
money,
criticism.
right? Because dollars are involved in sponsorships. I know Adidas would have loved to get up there and sell some more Ant-Mans and let people
Yeah.
know exactly where to find them. So yeah,
So that show has 1 year remaining.
Yeah.
yeah.
For now.
Ernie spilled the beans. 1 year left, and they say they're gonna come up with something. So I have full faith that it's not gonna end.
You mean
next
something
year.
after they're done?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, if TNT just had that pregame and postgame, but no games, you would still watch it, right?
Yes, right.
Like ESPN has the games, NBC has the games, but so let's say they start at 8, pregame at 7 on TNT. You would go from TNT right to NBC or ESPN. I would.
Yeah, but that's like they wouldn't get great ratings that way. You want to be on the network.
yeah.
You want to
with the
lead
game.
into the game.
Theoretically,
Of course.
you say you would watch, but like the habits of
I
viewers
probably wouldn't.
are that.
I'm with you. In theory, I would check it out too, but the numbers would dip. Like I don't know, man. I've seen things where Barkley might start a production company and like do their own, like just keep it internal. But I don't know. Where do you think they
Meadowlark's
end
gonna
up?
hire them.
I don't see it on NBC. I mean, on ESPN.
I don't think Ernie wants to leave Turner, and I don't think he's going to leave Turner, and I don't think those guys want to leave Ernie. So
How do we end up doing sports media talk when
It's weird. I don't know.
DAN? I don't want to get fined.
I take the blame.
Isn't
That was on
here.
me.
Juju brought us
That's
there.
on me, Coach. I
Yeah,
hit the
it
ball
did.
out of bounds. It was me.
What happened to the wheel of topics we shouldn't be talking about? I
Oh
mean,
man.
I got in trouble last time, so I left that bit.
We got in trouble.
You did? Oh.
Also, salute to the #1 team in the WNBA, the Connecticut Sun. They are still
Seriously.
unbeaten. I know Caitlin get a lot of coverage, but DeWanna Bronner, AT, and them girls, oh my God, Janae Carrington, they are showing their ass this year. Salute.
Yeah. They really are, Juju. Well said. The Liberty and the Aces, this is mean. I think the Liberty and the Aces could beat the Fever with their bench players.
I think so too, bro.
But
Does anyone do social media in the WNBA better than the Aces? Because they're all over my algorithm.
they really are.
They're
I
so
think they
good.
just also have so many fans.
Right.
And I think the South Carolina fans are very, very vocally supportive of Asia Wilson, rightfully
Right.
so, because she is
New York fans are pretty loud too, though. They're getting there.
That's
because
true.
they got I think New York has one of the best in arena experiences. Their mascot.
They have Ellie.
Right.
Ellie is amazing.
They at the Garden?
No, they have
Mecca.
Barclays.
Yeah.
Not the
They
Mecca.
sold out yesterday.
Right.
I feel like in the WNBA right now, there's such a strong line of stratification between like those 3 teams, and then there's like a middle tier, and then there's like everyone else.
Right. And, salute to Diana Taurasi turning back the clock yet again. 31 points. She did all that talking, and she putting her game backing it up right now.
You want to talk about an enforcer for Caitlin Clark?
I don't know if you guys have seen this video. It's been kind of talked about, and there's now video out. I guess the game happened this time, or a game, if there's been more than one game. Glow-in-the-dark baseball is becoming a thing.
What?
Like cosmic bowling, but for baseball?
Yeah, cosmic baseball. Yeah.
What?
So, like, they turn off the stadium lights. They turn on, black lights or whatever. And then all of a sudden, the game is
Whoa.
being played in the dark and glow in the dark, which seems really cool, but I feel like has injury ridden.
How do you
all
see the
over it.
ball?
I feel like the home run wall should be lit up.
Right. The warning tracks at least. Jeez.
The baselines were there are a bunch of holes in this.
the ball doesn't even look like it's lit up, is it?
The ball
Yeah, the
does
ball-
glow.
How do you see it?
That'd be wild if the ball
You're
was
in
on.
the-
I'm watching it on TV and on my computer.
I can't see it.
It was featured on the Today Show. It's a work in progress, though.
I've seen a pitch. You definitely see the ball.
You see the ball, but how can you see
I
the
don't
laces?
see the ball.
Like, it seems very difficult to
right
read
to
the
pick up
ball.
on like an off-speed
okay, now
pitch.
I see
Yeah.
it. Well, now I lost it again. There it is.
Yeah.
Eh,
Savannah
know, guys.
Bananas do work.
what? Yeah, what league is this?
An awesome one.
Right.
This
Knights
reminds me of
versus
like
Chili Peppers.
This is the Coastal Plain League, which I assume is independent baseball.
they look like they're about to play a sick game of laser tag.
Oh man, laser tag.
They closed the one in my area. Like it was like a
Really?
2-story. I went like in my 20s. Like it was
Really?
something- I
Wow.
hadn't been in a few years. Maybe that's why they closed. The pandemic got it.
Yeah.
We should add laser tag to the Meadowlark Olympics.
Yeah, when is that?
Are we allowed to talk about that, or is it still?
We're
in the
we're
works?
still.
We doing summer games or
It's
winter
in the
games?
TBD stages. We're
Summer games.
I
Not-
tell you-
we're
I
not
don't like
doing
the summer
skeleton
games.
or
Right.
luge.
Can I tell you
guys.
how that?
Yeah.
Can we talk about this on air? So this is how this worked out.
Okay.
Chris is organizing the Meadowlark Olympics.
I just pitched it.
And Chris sent out an email to all of us saying, "Hey, we have these 4 events. Which ones are you guys interested in?" Right?
No one wanted to do them.
Jessica said, "I can do this one and that one," and then I said, "I could do this one and that one." And then Roy came in and just invented a sport that wasn't on there.
He
He's
was
like,
like,
"I can
do
this."
mini golf.
Yeah.
You're like, that wasn't on
Yeah,
the list.
and then I said, like, I could do this one and that one, and I put, like, archery or other things that weren't on there. And then the whole chain just became a bunch of events that no
Just
one
people naming
suggested. And people
events.
were just naming
Just
events
things
that
they could do?
Yeah, willing to do.
To piss
and
off
poor,
Chris.
poor Chris is there trying to organize it, and no one's committing to any of his events and just throwing in new events that they want to do.
I was going for things that are like visually funny.
yeah, one of them was canoeing.
Well, that
Yeah.
is
Right.
funny to me.
It is
2-on-2
funny.
canoeing,
Yeah.
race
No
like
one
a race.
volunteered.
Can I
for
get
that.
I love a
dibs?
good
Me and
canoe race.
Lehman.
I
That
do.
one actually might happen. The canoe, like I'm still holding out hope that one actually.
No one
might happen.
volunteered for that one.
The one that I
Lehman
wanted
would
to
do
do
that.
is like
He'd catch a
diving,
fish.
He wanted to do swimming. He wanted you and Dan to go diving
Yeah.
and swimming, and no one wants to put on a
where we
bathing
have
suit.
judges like you and Dan go.
the
No one
gist
wants
of
me
this.
and Dan to put on a bathing
No
suit.
one wants to volunteer to be in a bathing suit. Is the gist of it.
Right, and I can't
think.
explain enough. 2 Americas. Some of your coworkers can't swim.
Yeah,
Wait a
Jeez,
second.
No stereotyping here, but
Yeah.
Define swimming. Like, what are we doing?
Well, no, I had a
I'm not
Diving.
diving.
in the Olympics.
You are
There's
diving.
Yeah,
two
I
different
can't
things.
dive.
One of them's diving.
There's
Yeah.
two different things.
Why it's funny.
I had diving where we'd have judges and you and Dan would be like someone that we go over to the table 7, 8, like
Right.
Can I
And then
produce this? Like diving should be soccer, and it should be like a hit, and then you're taking like
flopping
a dive. Yeah,
and
exactly
then swimming
right.
race like they do.
I
with
will
Michael
do that.
Phelps.
I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll beat Dan. I can
Your
swim.
dad should tap
Done.
in for you.
You
'cause
can
he's
swim?
A great
My dad's a
swimmer.
great swimmer.
All right,
yes.
we got it.
What?
You're in.
Yes. No, my dad's been swimming like
He's
hundreds
like
of laps
100
for
years
years.
old, but
yes.
he's
Dad
really
versus
good at
Pop.
I don't
swimming.
believe that.
No, he had Billy. He has.
You think you could beat Dan in a swimming race?
Dan?
Yeah.
Of course.
Has Dan
He
ever
came from
swam
Cuba.
before?
yes, he swams.
You swam here?
No.
Dan trains. Like I
Right.
bet I would not be surprised if Dan swims once a week.
Right.
He does
Yeah,
a lot of
I'm
weird
underestimating
I would
my
be
boy.
surprised.
What are
if
you
Dan
guys
swam
talking
once a
about?
week.
My boy's in great shape.
What
Y'all
makes you
gotta
think he
get off my
swims,
dog.
though?
He
I'm not saying he
trains. I'm
doesn't
Why are
work
you
out.
making Dan to be like Mark Spitz?
We're not making him Mark Spitz. We just saying you ain't Mark Spitz.
He's got
big
longer
bros.
arms.
Respectfully.
I might
What?
go Dan.
Against
What?
Stugotz?
I'm
Stugotz
big.
is dad.
Me?
I'm confused.
You got
What
his dad
stroke?
all the way.
What's
Freestyle.
My dad.
Hold on.
Freestyle?
Yeah.
I'll beat him.
In a swimming race.
Yeah. How far?
I don't know.
Isn't I think like that's why like
Chris is in charge.
Phelps is tall. Like longer people generally, I feel like create more. I don't know
You're
the
probably
science of
right.
it, but
Right. But it's Dan.
I think Chris just want to see y'all
You
in some
guys think-
speedos.
You guys
It
think
would be visually
Dan
We talked about their
swims?
cruise experience earlier.
I could
They
see
do.
Dan.
They think Dan swims.
What?
I
Like,
know.
when has he ever
He's
talked
got like a
about
trainer. I could
swimming
see
or,
every Sunday
I don't
morning.
see
I
it.
show up at 5 a.m. and I swim 7 laps. Like I could see Dan doing shit like
I
that.
just think he can beat Stugotz. I'm not saying he could beat
Juju.
Katie
Wow.
Ledecky. I'm
Juju.
saying he could beat Stugotz.
My dad's a professional swimmer.
Dad.
But your daddy is.
not
right?
a professional
You are
I
a
can swim,
professional
Juju.
I think
cigarette
Stugotz
smoker.
could swim.
Let's peel that one a little
Stugotz
deeper.
smokes so much he doesn't need to come up for air as much
Yeah,
as
he
a
can hold his
non-smoker.
Your
breath.
dad's
Right.
a professional
His
swimmer. How that
lungs
works?
have been working out.
Got carried away.
It's science.
Better calves, LeBron or Dan?
Fuentes.